Sometimes the answers that we're searching for in our business are not hidden in complicated strategy. They're waiting in the quiet, in the pause, in the space where your business finally gets a voice and you finally slow down and learn to listen. In this video, I want to let you into that space. Not to hard sell you anything, but to let you understand what it can look and feel like when you get to that point of clarity. I'm going to share stories of 2 recent business soul scan interactions with clients that honestly left us both in tears or in awe because of how powerful this type of work can be. If you're new here, hi, I'm Chelsea Fournier, an intuitive business mentor, here to help soul-led founders and sensitive service providers to find real clarity, aligned growth, and to stop second-guessing every decision along the path of your business journey. On this channel, I blend real business strategy with intuitive practices so that your business can come to life and get to that next level of success that you're looking for, but feeling like you. So with permission, I'm going to talk through 2 recent client interactions that I had, supporting them in a business soul scan. I know it can feel a little mysterious what actually happens in these sessions, and so I thought this might help everybody break it down and connect to what this would feel like to work together. So KateLyn came to this session, and before, I think she texted me and was like, are there too many questions? Like, should there be a cap of how many questions I come to this session with? KateLyn always comes with a lot. She is a breathwork facilitator. She is also a therapist, and she runs an online app for accessing breathwork. She also does in-person monthly breathwork events and was just about to start opening up spaces for early bird registration for her first in-person retreat. And so this multi-passionate, lovely woman shows up to this call, and like many of us, we can relate to the core question it boiled down to was, where should I be putting my energy? Like, what is going to be the best return for the energy output I can put into my business? There was also a next layer of questions around pricing, whether she was really ready to step into a higher level of pricing for some of her services and how she would approach doing that in a way that feels really aligned. So when we opened up the business soul scan, pretty much instantly, our connection not only to her and her higher self, but also to the energy imprint of her business were very strong. And so this clear vision, this visual for me on my reading screen as I'm in trance came on to really viewing, and it was of a rose. So this is how I start off the business soul scans, is really identifying how the business wants to be represented in the visual of a rose. And so this rose reading was vibrant, it was energetic, it was also pointing out points where the business desired simplicity and where it felt supported and well-resourced by KateLyn. It was also a very expressive reading. The business was so grateful for KateLyn carrying this vision and doing the work, even when sometimes it would be easier to not. Now, as we were talking about the multiple offers that she puts her energy into, and we started specifically asking questions and using the pendulum and muscle testing as to whether in-person retreats were going to become a bigger part of her business as she grows. And I had this beautiful vision come into my field. And it was a vision of KateLyn in a billowing skirt and a beautiful vest. And she was walking around a platform that I just knew was in a jungle. It was like Costa Rica. And I was seeing other women around her, not only those who were participating, but I could just get the sense that she was well-resourced. She had an assistant, maybe others who were supporting other modalities at this retreat. And I kept getting the number 3. And so we started going deeper in muscle testing and asking, is KateLyn meant to run 3 international in-person retreats a year? And it was all a strong yes. Now, that was actually something that she hadn't told me she was interested in doing, but was a big part of where she wants her business to go in the future. So us having that experience together was really powerful for her. We both started crying. Because not only was her business just casting a vision of like her running a retreat, it was also sharing this overall essence of her being supported, resourced, sold out, that the energy she was putting into running these events were not only helping the people, but truly growing her impact and her income into her business. So it was really lovely that this bigger vision, right, came through for us and was so spot on. but I know that she also showed up with some very specific questions. So we started to muscle test using my pendulum whether there were certain tiers of her pricing that she should be shifting or how she would roll out different pricing. And we were able to get such a clear plan that it was really beautiful to see within the next couple of weeks after her business soul scan, she had actually implemented the price changes and felt really aligned and like a really great, clear communicator and guide as to how and why her prices were changing. But in that moment, we wanted to get to a place where she felt energetically and also strategically connected to what her prices would grow into so that she could really walk that path of communicating it clearly. I was so excited for her to see that less than a couple weeks later, she was announcing some of the first early bird enrollments into her first in-person retreat. You know, it's beautiful just to see what you can take from these sessions is not only confidence, but also clear, specific action. And it truly also helps you feel more embodied in the decisions that you're making so that you're putting your energy into implementation and action instead of the spinning and the spiraling that happens to all of us business owners. So then there's my next client. We're going to call her Jay. And she brought a more tender question. Also a multi-passionate and creative, a sensitive soul. She had just recently rebranded her core business, how she pays her bills. But there's a side project that she has lovingly touched and set aside in different phases. And really, she was coming to this soul scan to talk to that side project and to get to understand what its potential was and whether it was time to pick it back up. We entered this rose reading with gentle curiosity, making sure that the side project wanted to come forward in this reading. And the answer very quickly was yes, that it wanted to come forward, and yes, that it desires and has the potential to become a bigger income generator for her, just like she's been hoping. And an overall essence came through of the business accepting that it's not meant to be rushed or put on a fast deadline, that Jay needs to focus her efforts on her core business, and it doesn't resent her. It didn't mind that she sometimes had to put it down to be able to focus. She was able to open up to me about some of the why she had to, quote unquote, abandon that side project in the past. And even just being able to verbally process that in that safe space, I truly believe was healing for her. And it allowed us to have that deeper connection to what's possible, not only for each of the income streams that she has, but for herself as a person on her own soul purpose of how to be a messy, multi-passionate who's excellent at doing multiple things. So her business started calling into me to share with her a vision that I was having. And it was of her journaling outside, leaning up against a tree, but then also sitting on a bench. There was kind of two vignettes. And in each of them, she just looked so serene, so peaceful. And the overall message that was coming through was around this concept of not rushing, not pushing the side project, that it was going to be there. There was also a very specific nudge for me to talk to her about unicorns. If you have never meditated on or with a unicorn or done research into the healing properties of these mythical, beautiful creatures, I was called to ask her to meditate and journal on unicorns because there have been seasons in her life and her history where health issues were part of the reason why she would have to put things down or really maintain her focus. And she's been in a stronger, healthier phase of life. And the unicorn was really coming through as a message to recognize that she is strong enough to manage and juggle multiple priorities and to be able to bring all of this together in the next season. So I received a message from her the day after the reading. And she said, I just feel so calm. She did go outside and she journaled, and she had a little bit of a meditation and an interaction with a unicorn in her vision. And she said, she's oftentimes spiraling about where the next client is going to come from or how she's going to juggle all of these different things. And she said, I just feel calm and it's all going to come together. She also said that while she journaled, she ended up writing a letter to herself. And she didn't know that she needed it, but it was part of the process unfolding of her having this relationship of trust and gratitude with herself, just like the side project had for her. And so Just seeing how people take specific actions or specific cues or visions and then implement either into very specific things they're going to do in their business, like increasing pricing, or carving out time to go journal on a bench and ending up writing a really healing letter to yourself. Now, as you can tell, these sessions are not me giving quick hacks or best tips or secrets of how to grow your business. This is about holding space and welcoming in the guidance that your business can offer and really becoming more of a co-creator, a partner with the energy of your business. It's also a space to stop carrying the burden that you have to process all of this alone, whether it's just the healing of processing out loud to me, of having this channeled conversation, of having clearer decisions being made or guided through muscle testing, through energy work. It allows you to step away and be able to be at peace at a much higher level than if you're just spinning your wheels in your office at your laptop by yourself. In the next video, I'm going to share specifically how you can access this level of clarity and to specifically know if you are ready for a business soul scan in your own journey. But for now, I'll leave you with this question. If you were to journal this question as though you're starting a conversation with your business, what if you were to ask, what do you want me to know about how we could work together going forward from here? Listen for the whisper, welcome it in, write it down, and see how that shifts things for you. And if you want to jump forward to looking into the Business Soul Scan, there's a link below. I open up spots for 10 of these sessions a month in my calendar. If you see one available, maybe it's for you.